What's good? All right, so what's good, everyone? It's your boy Keon, McKay. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm about to do this tutorial, first tutorial I've done on how I edit my photos. So, without further ado, let's see if we can dive right on into this thing. Photoshop, it opens up in Camera Raw, and typically what I like to do is I like to adjust the exposure. It kind of look a little bit overly exposed, so we can just bring it down just a tad bit. And I'm just eyeing this. And then also, whenever it opens up in Camera Raw, the colors kind of fade a bit. Don't know why. So I like to bring the vibrance. Typically, standardly, any type of photo, I bring it up to 25, and then the saturation I bring up to 10. And then I judge it by eye to see if it's overly saturated or not, or if it can use a little bit more. So we can bring the vibrance down to 20, and then let's bring the saturation down to 6 or 5. I like even numbers, so let's go back up to 25. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Now the red up here seems a little bit faded, but I think we can fix that later on. Then we can just play around with the different settings, see what we can do with the blacks or not. Typically don't like to mess with it because I mess with it. Yeah, let's not even touch it. Yeah, let's not. All right, next I like to remove the chromatic aberrations. I always do that in all my photos. And then I think the sharpening, I like to change the amount to 50, the radius to 1.5, and then the detail to another 50. Always do that. And then let's just zoom in just to make sure. Yes, that looks pretty good, right? Yep, that looks pretty good. And one more thing, let's just crop it while we are here. Oh no, let's just open up the image and crop it later. All right, and then we have it here. So first and foremost, I would like to crop this image. Perfect. Let's see what that looks like. It looks good. And this is what we're going to work with, right? Now, mind you guys, I have not edited a photo in months, so I don't even remember my workflow really. So bear with me. All right, so after we done crop the image, and this is the image you really want to edit, first and foremost, you want to change the image mode to 16 bits. That's what I typically do. And then right after I do that, what do I do after that? I really don't know. Let's see. Let's just make a new layer right here. But before I do the actions, typically what I want to do, I want to clean up the image. So when I clean up the image, clean up any blemishes, spots, or anything like that, I typically use the patch tool or the healing brush tool. And we're just going to go with the patch tool, right? And I like the patch tool because basically you just take this and then it's, I guess, clone that area in which you want. So for example, this right here, my computer acting a little bit slow. It takes this, and when I drag it to any area, it will basically take that area and patch it into the area that I marked. skin is already perfect. You know, it's not much editing I really have to do, any much retouches that I really have to do. Like the skin is already like A1. So once I'm done cleaning up the image, next what I do is frequency separation technique, and I already have it in my action button, so it's literally just a click of a button, and it pretty much does it for me, because it's been a while. But all it does is it separates the color from the texture of the image. Right, so it's kind of like you're painting, right? So you got your low, then you got your high. If I turn this off, you see how it's like real sharpened. That's like the texture, right? And then if I get rid of that and turn this on, this is the color. It's very blurry. It's just keeping the color intact, right? So you're playing with these two layers to, I guess, retouch your image, right? So with the colors, what I typically like to do, and you can rather leave this layer on or not, but let's just turn it off. What we want to do, we want to smoothen out the color to make it balanced throughout her skin across her face. So what I typically do, I grab the lasso tool, which I don't even know where it is at. Where is the lasso? Man, it's been a minute. And then I just take pieces. And some people, they rather do lasso or they paint using the brush tool. But lasso is actually easier. All you're doing is, after you make your selection, you want to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, right? And we want to cancel because we are on the texture layer. We want to be in the low layer. This is just the color. So now filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And again, I'll typically keep it at 10 or 18. You can see the difference. If I bring it all the way up, that's what it looks like. If I bring it all the way down, don't really do much. So, all depending on your style, we can do 15. 15 is a good number to do. And that's all we're gonna do. We're just gonna pick out spots. So now you want to mess with the texture, which is the high layer, right? So texture, this is where you can get rid of, I guess, bumps or anything like that, if you will. On there, you want to do that with the clone stamp tool. And then you also kind of want to make it hard. Not 100%, but pretty hard. And then you're basically just sampling areas. All right, looking good, looking good. So, and just to give you an idea of, okay, so now we're back. All right, so yeah, this image looks pretty good. So the next step is dodge and burn. So dodge and burn is just basically enhancing the highlights and the shadows within the photo. So again, I have an action button for that again. So this is a help layer. Basically, this just allows you to identify the dodge areas and then the burn areas easy. And I will group these three things together. name it D and B, dodge and burn. Yep. So have the help layer, and yeah, it just basically helps you identify where to do the highlights and where to do the shadows, you know. So we can dodge first, and dodge just mean highlights. And when you dodge, basically use the paintbrush tool, and then let's just see here. Let's bring this all the way down. And you want the brush to be soft. You don't want it to be hard at all, so you can just bring the hardness down to 0. And then yeah, you just follow wherever the highlights are. Now, also, which I forgot, you want the opacity to be 10, and then the flow also 10%, right? And then you're literally just painting, you know. You're not going to see a difference that fast, but that's all you're doing. You're just painting. And then you do the burn, which is the shadows. You can bring back on the help layer to help you out. Now, see the difference in that? Good enhancements. Yep. And that looks pretty good, pretty good. Now, after we are done dodging and burning, next what we want to do is, I guess, the adjustments of the photo itself. So I like to call them levels. That's my action for them. It's levels. And all levels is just different adjustment layers. So I have exposure, curves, levels, which is an adjustment layer, and I just play with each of those. So with this, I do an offset. This is just kind of like my style. Gives it kind of like a fade look. That's what I like, you know. And then we can just play with the exposure. Not really looking to do anything with it, just playing with it. And then the levels, I like to enhance the darks. Do like a 5. And then bring down the, wrong one. The lights, probably like a 45, should be good. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Cool, cool, cool. This looks pretty good. I like it, I like it, I like it. All right. And now what we can do is eye enhancement. You gotta do the eye enhancement, man. So, action button for the eye plus. We're gonna paint to remove all of the veins or anything like that, and we can make this 90. Alright, and then the eyeball brightening. So we are already looking good, almost done. What's next? Let's do sharpening. We're going to sharpen the image. Next is just something I like to do. This is just like my look. 60. Yep. Alright, that's just my take on things. Down to 40. The color grade. Now we just got a color grade, right? So when I color grade, first we want to work on the skin. The skin is kind of like a yellow. We want it more brown. So we do that through selective coloring. And we just play with the skin. You see is one side is too red and one side is too yellow. That's pretty good. You just play with this until you get it right. Yep, and I think I like it. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Editing tutorial by Keon, McKay. More will be coming soon. Yeah, it's my first one, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have any questions, please leave a comment below. Like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, see you guys on the next video.